Hey, what's up, everybody?
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Unveil Paranormal Podcast with me, Clarissa from Unveil Paranormal, and yes,
Me.
I'm putting it the right way, Bradley from really Afterlife. Oh no, I said that wrong. Indie Afterlife Society. I'm
Yep.
sorry about that. Got to
Nope.
specify the Indianapolis.
Yeah. Indie Afterlife Society. No nonsense.
Yeah,
Paranormal. Whatever.
he's
I'll
in a
join.
lot of crap.
I will join any team and ghost hunt
He'll
with
join any.
anybody.
Yeah, he's just waiting for me to become a team. Then he'll join Unveil Paranormal whenever I
Right.
do that. All right, everybody. Tonight might be an interesting night. We don't know yet. We have, as you've seen on the advertisement, special guest Wicked Wiccan Sisters. We know that Nicole may or may not be meeting with us tonight. She's currently having technical difficulties. So if she does jump on here tonight, we will be adding her to do our regular Q&As. If she's unable to make it tonight, we will just chat with you about us and our personal experience, what we have going on like this weekend and in the future. So we'll just chat and it'll be a casual night. So no big deal there, right?
Right. Sorry, I'm trying to send her the link again.
Brad's on it. So, guys, speaking of what we have going on this weekend, I'm going to tell you all there is a ton going on this weekend. And we in the past have shared events coming up, and I like doing that. Brad likes doing that. I like to promote as much as I can. So I want to share with you, we had compiled 4 events this weekend, all paranormal horror related, to share with you all. It is truly becoming the spooky season. There's like 2 spooky seasons, okay? When it comes to paranormal, my opinion. We have spooky season that everybody knows, the fall. But for most investigators, their spooky season kind of starts March, maybe April, because nobody really investigates in the winter. Some people do if there's heat and whatnot, but really a lot of people start booking when it starts getting nicer out. So you start booking locations. There's a lot more events that pop up. So it's kind of the first spooky season of the year is starting up. I don't know if you'd agree with me, Brad.
Yeah, definitely. The spring and fall are definitely the time when most people like to get out and investigate. So
Yes, for sure. So let me go pull these up here. And by the way, if you're here watching, go ahead and jump in there and say hello. Um, Brad, you might want to double check, make sure it's running correctly because I have a weird error on my screen. So while you jump over there, I'm going to jump over to the first to make sure it's showing up on Facebook. If you could.
okay. Yep.
I'm going to jump over to the events that we have coming up this weekend. The first one I want to mention.
Oh, yay.
Okay. Nicole, I see you're in the backstage. Can you just hold for a minute? We're going to share 4 events this weekend, and then we're going to bring you on, okay? Okay, no problem. All right, so I'm just going to share these. This weekend, one of the first events that we have that we wanted to share with you all is the Windermere, the Paranormal Gathering at the Windermere. Brad and I both went to this last year. Brad,
It
last
is.
year was the
It
first
is
year.
live too. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Last year was the first year?
Yes. Last year was the first year of the gathering.
Okay. So it's going to be March 29th through March 30th. All these events are going to be on Facebook if you want to look them up. All I've done is shared screenshots. I don't have the links, but that will be the first event. That's a Paracon. Going to be a lot of vendors there from the field. Several friends are going to be there. We will be investigating this weekend, me and Brad will, so we won't be making it there.
I planned the ghost hunt this weekend, and then I found out the gathering was this weekend, so I couldn't do both. So
Yep. So we won't be making it, but there will be a lot of cool people there. The second event here, Spirits at the. I'm going to say this wrong. How do you say it?
Anthetheum.
Anthe. I'm not even gonna try. Anyways, this is a ghost hunt there, and that is located in Indianapolis.
Yeah,
This may be something you're also interested in. It's going to be on the 29th also.
yeah.
Just a
It's connected
busy
to the rat.
Saturday.
Yeah, it's right downtown Indy. It's connected to the Ratskeller restaurant. It's the like a giant amphitheater. So,
Okay.
and I know people who like were in there as a child. Like her dad used to be the chef at the Ratskeller, so she got to go in the
Okay.
amphitheater as a kid and said it was really spooky. So,
Oh, nice. So that's really exciting. Over here, we have the Irvington Oddities Market. Irvington is one of the most historical parts of, if not the most historical part of Indy, correct?
yeah, most haunted, definitely.
Yes, I've walked through Irvington with you,
Hmm.
and it's a really cool area of town if you've ever been there. If not, I would definitely check something out like this.
Yep. I
And the last,
before we go,
but
I might hit this up before I go to the ghost hunt Saturday. So,
that's a good idea. It's tempting to make an early trip down too because it's not that far.
right, right.
So, last one here is the UFO and alien existence, the Peru chapter. This is a fairly new chapter. It started in Allen County or Fort Wayne. They have opened up a Peru chapter, so they also have an event at the Peru Public Library this weekend. So definitely there are plenty of events out there this weekend that you could check out and get some spooky. Get your
Yeah,
spooky on
get
because
your
it's been
spook.
a while for most of us.
Yeah, get the early spring spookies out.
Absolute spring spookies. I love it. All right, guys. So as we stated before, we do have a special guest tonight. It's going to be Nicole from Wicked Wiccan Sisters. She is on now with us. So let me go ahead and get her pulled up here. And unmute yourself if you could. Thank you. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you.
Hi, guys.
Hi. Well, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us, Nicole. I'm actually looking forward to getting to know you a little bit tonight.
Yeah, I know. Like, I remember it was a couple of years ago, and we had this same problem, and so Brad was like, "Let's try it again," right?
Right.
So here we are, and it finally worked. I had to get my laptop out, but hey, we finally got it going. So
That's
Awesome.
great. Yeah.
Yep. I was just talking to Brad about how I thought I had you on a couple years ago, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure we had technical issues then too. So
like the whole time too, and then I feel embarrassed because I know Brad is really techie, and I'm like, I don't know.
I know a little bit. I'm not a huge fan of this new streaming service anyway, so it doesn't seem to work as well as what we were using, but we're giving it a shot.
Yep. So, Nicole, everybody's going to want to know who you are, what Wicked Wiccan Sisters are. So, could you just tell us what Wicked Wiccan Sisters is and how are you part of it?
Well, I am Nicole, and my sister, I told Brad, Clarissa was going to be with us in spirit because she's got she's got 5 kids, so there's always something going on.
Oh,
Right.
gosh, yeah.
So my younger sister is Stacy, and it's Nicole and Stacy, the Wicked Wiccan Sisters. And a lot of people are starting to know us from Wicked Wiccan Sisters and Mom because we bring our adorable mom. You guys, we talked a little bit at the Windermere last year.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and she's it's kind of cute since Dad's not with us anymore for her to like just take on that and go with us, you know?
Mm-hmm.
We have been pretty much ghost hunting our whole entire life.
Okay.
We grew up in a haunted house. I've seen stuff, heard stuff. My dad, he was really connected to all of it, but he was so scared to like try to get his senses going. You know what I mean? And then my parents were amazing. Mom's still here, but they are amazing parents. And our whole life, they would take us on great vacations, at least 1 or 2 a year. And every time we go somewhere, like when we went to Myrtle Beach, we were on one of the USS, what is it, in South Carolina? Anywho, we go and see all the historical places, you know, like,
Right.
no matter where we go. Like we used to camp, and like we would go to like all the graveyards and stuff like that. And
That's awesome.
I also like to say that there's nothing really that Wiccan Sisters does not do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because we have oddities. We work with cremains. We can make your family member or your pet, I've had that request, into something beautiful. We go ghost hunting. So we make oils, sprays. It's just kind of from ghost hunting all the way to witchcraft.
Very cool.
That's awesome. So you've had probably some interesting requests, I'm sure, if you're taking in cremains. So what kind of items do you allow to do cremains into? Like, are you doing jewel? Like for instance, I have like jewelry with my son's cremains in it. But like, is that kind of the things you're doing? Or are you like in putting them into what kind of objects and items?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you that one of our craziest ones was one of my friends, and I've known her for years. Her babies are her dogs, and she lost her dog, and so we put the dog's favorite flower from the dog's birthday, and the dog into a Ouija board with Daisy.
Oh, really?
With Daisy.
Oh, wow.
Because that's what she asked. So
that's cool. I like that idea.
Yeah.
Bradwood.
One of the best things I think we've been able to give was to some of our friends. It was, my mom and dad's best friend's son. He unfortunately overdosed.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Which is weird because I like work and addictions, so it's kind of always tied. So they were afraid. They didn't want to touch the box. They didn't nothing. So we went and opened the box for them. We put Jordan into something else because the family wasn't prepared to do that.
Right.
And then as a surprise, while we were, transferring it for my friend Jenna, she's like, hey, take some of Jordan with you and make him into something. And he used to love to play the guitar. So for the male family members that were really close with him,
yeah,
we made guitar keychains.
Oh, cool.
With him in it. And then for the ladies, we had made some necklaces. We've had requests for the rear view mirror, like found a little globe ball that's cute, and we put their initials. And I just like to be able to do that. Like that's because a lot of people are scared of death,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you know all too well how a lot of people don't know even how to talk about it, so.
Right. Yeah, it's, and just having other people, I know a lot of times you can have, like, for instance, my son, they offer the funeral homes that bring whatever in, they'll do it. But sometimes, like, that funeral home says it closed or something like that, you can't go to the funeral home for whatever reason. And, that's pretty cool that you do offer that to people. And probably offer to put it in other things, like, that other people want it. Kind of like when they do cremains and tattoos now, which is a thing. Some tattoo artists won't do it. Some tattoo artists will.
We've got our dad.
You got that?
Oh, wow. Oh, that's cool. That's got her dad's ashes in it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And he worked. I can't do it. Anyways, he went overseas all the time, and this was a letter from him that said, "My baby girl, I'll always love you, love Daddy." And
Aww.
And me and my sister and my daughter, which is a granddaughter, got it tattooed. But then we found another piece of paper that said Papa on it for her.
Aw, that's perfect.
So, and you do kind of have to watch that. Some tattoo people won't do it. Our tattoo person set up the stuff and said, I'm going to go do something for a few minutes.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
He can't say he can't say he knows. He can't say he doesn't know. So
Right.
plausible deniability. So
that's awesome.
And I'm not sharing where either. So.
Right.
No worries here. Awesome. Well, I love that that's one thing that you offer. I know. Do you do other crafting too? Not witchcrafting. Not we're not talking about that yet. But like crafts and other things you create
And
to sell.
crystals
I
and
believe
stuff.
you
Yeah,
usually I see you sell during Paracons.
it's so crazy because like we have done anything from like candles to I did bring here. I was just gonna show you guys. So we also try to get witchery,
Okay.
old school witchery, and I know that it's not witchcraft. It is. But
Yeah.
my mom makes these by hand.
Okay.
And these are, I figured you'd ask for something we just got done doing.
Yeah.
So she makes these beautiful
Oh, those are cool.
witches' bells. And if nobody knows what they're for, you're supposed to put one on your front door or your back door to keep evil spirits away. And since I'm a single mom and my husband passed away, it has been a safety tool for me too, because I keep them on my doors. And if I hear that,
Mm-hmm. That's
and
a smart idea.
So my mom put a little thing in with it for witches' bells. Repeat the following incantation 3 times before hanging on your door. And guard our home, bells on the door. Let only blessings walk in on this floor. Block all evil and dark arts and melancholy. Good appreciation of all of our hearts.
Oh, wow. That's really nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So really, the witchery and the paranormal, like it's kind of a family affair for you all.
And okay, so we went hunting for the first time this past weekend, and we have gear, but then I got other gear.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so cool to be able to be like, like if we all went together and I'm bringing the sage and you guys are doing something else, it's so awesome to like everybody draw that energy. I freaking love it as long as you're with good people hunting, like, and as everybody's welcoming of it, like we always spray ourselves before, and tell everything that they're going to stay there,
Mm-hmm.
We do tell the ghosts that we will try to help them, a little bit with parapsychology if they need help.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, unless they did need help, they do not attach themselves to us.
Right.
Do you guys do anything like that before you're?
Yeah, I usually always tell them that they can't come home with me, but I always thank them for talking and communicating with me, but that they can't come home. But then other people are like, do you ever bring stuff home with you? And I'm like, I live in a super haunted house. I can't really tell if I have something new or something that's always been here. So
yeah.
Yeah, Brad's house is very interesting when it comes to the energy there. I think it would be hard to tell. I feel like my house specifically, I think maybe once or twice I've brought something home. The one time I'm pretty sure because it felt like it was from the Hannah house in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
It was the first time I was there, and then after that I had an experience that I had never had before in this house. And it was this one time. And I get a lot of dreams. I'm a very my mediumship kind of falls under the dream realm of things where I get a lot of messages, and that's when it occurred. So I was pretty sure it wasn't from my own house. So, but other than that, I've been pretty good at not bringing anything home. I don't really have a ritualistic thing that I do unless I walk into a building and I instantly feel like I have to say something.
Yeah.
So for me personally, it's hit or miss. It really just depends on the location.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only ever had like one thing that I've ever felt follow me home, but as we were driving away from the building, both the people in the car realized something was with us, so we like instantly jumped out and were like putting holy water on the car and saging, and and then it literally followed us for a few more miles until we got to Denny's and Terre Haute, and then it like dissipated at the Denny's in Terre Haute. But
Oh, he didn't want to eat with you, huh?
I guess not. I guess not. But it definitely was in the car with us up until that point.
That's funny. I could just imagine you guys jumping out, running around the car.
Yep. It was like 2 or 3 in the morning on like a desolate country road, so it wasn't like we were like in major traffic or anything. But
That's
yeah, we
good.
literally had to jump out of the car because we were like, there is definitely something in the back seat.
Were you with him?
No, it was my
I was
old
not.
teammate Jen. We were coming home from a house down in Sullivan County. But yeah, that was the only time I ever have felt something like actually follow me anywhere besides. Yeah, that was the nuttiest thing I've ever had follow me home.
Yeah, I've got a little weird entity that likes to follow me, but we can say that for a whole nother show.
Well, I mean, can I ask? Is it for you? Is it from you or from somewhere else, though? I guess is my question. Just out of curiosity, if you want to share that with you.
So that's one thing I told my sister. I said, I love how you guys are like, just, go ahead and tell it how it is,
Mhm.
So I don't have to walk on eggshells with you guys. Anywho, it is my husband. It is my husband who passed away 3 years ago.
Okay.
He, while my dad was dying, I moved in with my mom and dad to be my dad's nurse. And my husband had been 12 years sober. Well, when I wasn't home to keep an eye on him, he started using again, and he killed himself in a meth-induced psychosis. Yes, not yesterday, the day before was our 18th wedding anniversary.
Oh, wow.
And he hasn't always been that good to me. It's one of those, this is why women stay kind of things,
Mm-hmm.
which sometimes it's easier to stay, I know, but like he was very controlling. And he he showed up to us at the Monroe house.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I feel like the Monroe house kind of like, it's a conduit of some sort.
It totally is, yeah.
And then, so this thing is my sister knew who it was because of the way he talked, and he said he was on his way. And what's funny is we had never ghost hunted with this friend of ours before, ever. And she only knew a little bit, and she goes, "Why the fuck is he here?" And I said, "She knew. She knew.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't even have to tell her. Like, she knew." And it's very scary. So I'm trying to educate myself with, even if you guys have any ideas, I'm trying to. He always told me that if he used again and fell off the wagon, that he would kill himself. And then he wanted to be on the mantle.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I left him on the mantle for a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was creepy, So he moved to Bella's room, but he always told me that he would try his hardest to stay in purgatory.
Really? Okay.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, I don't know. Does he feel that's like, because isn't purgatory supposed to be it's in a way like a punishment to stay there, right? Like, so is he wanting to self-punish himself? I mean,
for falling off the wagon again? Is that kind of what he wants?
Yeah, and he also was really big into self-sabotage.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I'm in therapy. Don't worry, he's passed away 3 years.
No worries.
No, but you always get that. Why would you stay? Why would you stay that long if he wasn't that good? Well, he wasn't bad all the time.
Right. Yeah, you held on to those positive memories, and it keeps you wanting to stay around.
Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to figure out how. Well, my daughter wants to go with me on our next event, and she's hoping he comes through.
Okay.
She's 16, and so she's thinking that maybe she can put him to rest.
Okay.
That's plausible.
Do you think, I mean, I would assume you have some type of connection with the spiritual world, seeing that you're having so many, connections with just close people, but other people. Do you think that he is sitting in purgatory, or do you think that he might have because I feel like some of my relatives just come and go. Like, I don't see that they're in a. I guess my belief system might be different, though. I don't really believe in purgatory and all that stuff. I just kind of believe spirits can come and go and they don't get stuck in a way, but that's because of my upbringing. But do you think that that's what he's able to do, or do you think that he's really in a situation of punishment?
I think kind of both ways, because that's why we always say there's no wrong way to witch, because there is no wrong way, Clarissa. You can think what you think. He just always told me, I'm going to stay in purgatory. Yeah. He just always told me that. But when I'm at home, I mean, other than the Oculus, Sane, Head, and Blow.
Okay.
Together.
Yeah.
One time in my house, when we first got that thing, and I don't really in the house anymore, but I think he's just trying to come through like even stronger. So he tries to come through as an entity. And I think he comes and goes, just like my grandpa comes and goes. Mm-hmm. I'm with you. Like my dad comes and goes. I know there's plenty of times I've felt him, and
Yeah.
I don't know, but he kind of deserves to be punished, honestly. And
and maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's given just a little bit here and there to kind of clean up his mess he left behind, so to speak, if that makes sense.
But I wish, it makes sense. Just come through nicely, though,
Right,
like, yeah. We were with 8 other people, and, like, all the things I kept saying, they're like, what the heck? And, like, they were answering. Like, we were talking to children first. They were moving the balls and doing all the stuff. And then they'll, like, come through, and it's always, like, an aggressive male that comes through. And then you do that EVP thing, and you play it back, and you're getting, yes! Like, just angry.
Yeah.
It's like it changes. He's able to, I don't know. We were having such a fun time with the kids. Right. And then he had to come, and then I also told him, hey, don't ruin this for us. Like you've ruined enough. And I do tell him, you're not allowed here. If you're going to be mean, you're not allowed here, and you're also not in control anymore. So you need to go.
Did he ever actually ghost hunt with you before he passed?
No, he hated it all. He called it devil stuff.
Oh, I've heard that before. Some people think it is.
He's half Hispanic, so
Okay.
Yes, like that's what his mom always called it. And
so was he Catholic then, or?
He was really like non-denominational. Okay. Like we just really like never went to church, and we had our own beliefs.
Yeah.
Like we went when the dad would ask us to go to like, I don't know, like midnight mass or something.
Right.
But oddly enough, my father-in-law turned. Oh man, he turned from Catholic to, I can't even think of it right now because it.
Do we freeze?
Yeah.
Are we all frozen, or is it just?
No, I'm not
frozen. To Pentecostal.
Okay.
To Pentecostal? Sorry, you cut out for a minute.
I'm glad because I couldn't think. But yeah, he went from Catholic to Pentecostal, and I was like, wow. That's big difference.
That's very crazy. Yeah, so I do find it actually really fascinating, though, that you all dive into the whole witchcraft and stuff. There's not a ton of people in the field that are into that, but there's enough people in the field that are into that, that it's kind of an interesting topic, in my opinion, because, I mean, growing up, I grew up in a non-religious family, so that's why I'm so open to a lot of things. And I know at one point in time in my childhood, obviously, I was going to be a witch, and I was doing witchcraft. Me and this one girl like loved this boy, and we were like gonna make him love her or whatever, crazy like preteen age stuff. And but I felt so drawn to it, but I've never been like deep into it. And I know that a lot of things we do just as regular old Americans are part of witchcraft, because people say, well, it's like certain holidays are pagan holidays, or I'm sure my crystals are probably tied somehow in there, and so really a lot of people are kind of practicing pieces of that belief system nowadays still. So I think it's a very interesting topic.
Yeah. I think I always just call it, I'm glad that everybody's starting to come out of the broom closet, because
I love that.
The broom closet, I love it.
I mean, if I never came out of the broom closet, then I probably would have never met you guys and a ton of other people that are awesome people. I might have met some people that I think are ridiculous, right? But, but that's just because the drama is just ridiculous.
Yeah. The paranormal high school.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys noticed, but my sister and I try to steer clear of that, Hey, Jeremy.
What's going on, Jeremy?
Jeremy.
And I'm on my computer, Jeremy. He always gets mad at me because he says I need to use the laptop, and obviously, Brad, I do.
Yep, it worked.
Yeah, for sure. Oh gosh, where was I going with this questioning?
You were saying something about crystals, right?
Oh yeah, well, I use crystals, and obviously everything I've learned about metaphysical stuff, so to speak, I think is pretty well linked into some of the things that come from witchcraft and other older religions. I've always loved belief systems that evolve around Mother Earth. So I'm a huge fan of Native American beliefs, and I'm a huge fan of witchcraft beliefs, stuff like that. So that's why I find those type of belief systems, to me, that seems more realistic, to rely on the earth and the mother and everybody that's what we can see and touch, as opposed to the universe. Although I do believe and pray, so to speak, to the universe. But that's why I think what witchcraft is, and Wiccan and pagan, and all those out of the box typical religious beliefs are really fascinating to me. So
yeah,
that's all I was saying about that.
Yeah, I love it too. I love learning, and like I said, there's no wrong way to witch, and maybe not, I just say, I say it's witchcraft, but somebody, you can pick up a crystal and wear it because your dad gave it to you or something, and that doesn't make you a witch, but it's just whatever you believe in yourself.
Do you have a favorite crystal?
Moonstone and jade.
Okay.
Very cool.
The moonstone for me and the jade for my dad.
You said you were investigated last week. Did you go to that Paranormal 101 at Lynn Church?
Yes.
Did you guys go there? What do you think of Lynn Church?
So I thought that probably Jim himself comes and goes, but that's not where he started getting his. Well, actually, it is okay.
Because, that was his childhood church. So,
but he's learning. So this church was so many different denominations, and there was some weird little spaces in there, and some weird stuff. And I'm not trying to say nothing, but you guys know what happens to kids sometimes behind closed doors. Well, behind these little doors and behind this little stage thing that was my mom was like, did they have snakes in there or something? Because there was sand.
Oh yeah,
really? Yeah.
Yeah, and the upstairs area.
Yes.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, she and I have been there.
Yes, it's so weird. And then there's a thing where you can hide it too. Somebody's coming, better hide it.
Right. Yeah. That church had some weird vibes when we were there.
That's the church. We were right upstairs there in the weird room when my husband decided to come through.
Really?
Because we were playing with the kids up there. And then Lee he did get some good information. This little girl was being messed with by her dad, who was the pastor. We don't know when, we don't know what time period, but it came through. And so I know this is going to sound bad, but I think religious places are more spooky than a lot of others, because whether anybody likes it or not, some weird stuff goes on.
Uh-huh.
You know,
I agree. Churches and those type of places, I've always felt like a little unnerved at.
always, like, even when you're not like going to church with your grandma, I never felt,
Yeah, it's just kind of weird feeling. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The energy is very different in an active church and inactive church. Like in general, I think I agree. You walk in, it just feels different, whether it's active or not. I know when we investigated, which I think Lynn Church is one that definitely should become more popular because it's actually a really good location to book. And when we did, we actually got an uncomfortable person come through named Peter. And I shared a video of that forever ago when it was like 2 years we went, a long time ago. I don't know if you guys reached out to a Peter or not, but I just thought I'd bring that up, that he had kind of that bad energy.
And it was, when we went, it was like June and it was balls hot. Like you couldn't even go upstairs hardly.
Yeah.
Because it was so hot up there, you couldn't spend hardly any time up there. So we spent most of our time in the basement that night.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know what I mean, though. It's so like how the Monroe house is. It's all chunky, blocked up. What's this? What's that? That's how that church is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And those tiny little stairs, and my mom goes with us. We're like, come on, Mom. Come on.
Yep. Yeah, we actually saw something weird in the stairs that night.
We did too. Don't even say that, because my mom. I'm going down first, because like for the last hour or whatever, we were there just us, because like everybody else was over it. And so we went back upstairs one time. I gotta go in front, of course. And here comes my mom. Never seen her go this fast, and my sister. And they're side by side in this little stairwell, just holding hands and running down the stairs. And I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing? And they thought they seen or felt something, and they were booking it back down those stairs.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, I know the stairwell, but going up that it's supposed to be, I guess the very top is supposed to be where they baptize people, which is weird to me, because if you have, like, I went to a church that baptized in the basement because they had a lot of water and like, because the weight, why would you do it up high like that? The weight of that water would be really bad on that.
Why is there sand in there? Why is there sand in there?
But that stairwell right there was very nerve-wracking, coming up and down it every time.
Yeah, it must just, I wonder what, because right there's where, because me and my mom and sister, and Denise and I were, so I made an altar in front of the altar.
Did you?
And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go straight to hell if there's a hell, because nobody knows. And Denise and I are doing tarot cards, and it's so weird because we got the Hanged Man right in front of
the cross.
And,
oh, really?
And we got Judgment a lot there, and I was like, like it's...
Yeah.
It's so exciting, you know?
That's what happens in those buildings.
I would say I investigate with a lot of people that do the science side of things, and I've never got to investigate with you guys, but it would be interesting to investigate with somebody doing different things other than getting your K2s out and stuff like that, because I just think that's so fascinating to use those other means, almost seance type stuff.
Yeah.
I think that would be fun to do.
I put a Kool-Aid packet in the offering plate.
We made Kool-Aid and got in trouble for it. So.
I wondered if I was going to do it, but, you know.
Yeah, we got in trouble.
Like I brought a Bible and Kool-Aid.
Well, we were only supposed to make it in the kitchen area or the sink areas, and we made it at the actual altar.
Yeah. We didn't get, like, huge trouble, but we were told not to do it again, so.
Yes. I mean, it just seems... you know, like the perfect place to do that.
Right. Everybody likes Kool-Aid.
Yeah. I think it's not, like, it's just creepy in that, like, that church is just very active.
I got a weird question. Was there, like, a weird alarm that went off in that town around 9 o'clock?
Yes. I was like, because I vape, and I was like, oh my God, now there's going to be a tornado coming. We're 2 hours from home, you know.
Yeah, because we were there, and
Yes.
there was no storms, and it went off. It's like
Yes.
it's like a curfew alarm for the town.
I wondered. I didn't know.
Yeah, I was just making sure I wasn't the only one that had that experience.
Oh.
I hadn't known anyone else who'd gone to Lynn Church yet, so I had to ask.
And I like going to newer locations that haven't been hunted to death as well.
Yeah.
Right. Have you ever been to Dan's other church, Center Church?
Nope. Gotta do it though.
It's really small, so you won't need many people, but it's a weird place too.
Cool.
Yeah. It's got some weird energy, for sure.
For real. Every time I've been there, it's been weird.
Yeah. All the stop locations are pretty good ones.
Yeah, I love all the stop ones. We've got Randolph County later this year, so.
Yep. Yeah, we should get together and do set something up.
Sure.
Right.
Well, because it might be expensive, but it's not really if everybody actually pitches in, everybody actually follows through, you know?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, me, I'm a solo person. I'm a solo investigator. Like, that's always been my problem with getting out there. Like, Brad's excellent because Brad will put together a group like nothing. That's why I'm investigating with him this weekend. But, yeah, just get people together that the time works for them. Everybody's willing to chip in their portion and, like, make it happen is a really hard thing to do.
It really is. Yeah. Can't really rely on people, I feel like, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I always hate collecting the money. That's part of the whole setting up and booking the thing. I'm like, I don't want to collect the money from my friends. I just want them to, like, willingly just give it to me when I'm, like, there to collect it. It's like, but actually asking is like, oh.
You know what I do for me and my mom and my sister? We just get, or whoever goes, our daughters go with us sometimes. I just get the money. They give it to me. Then my mom and sister don't have to feel weird, and I just hand it over to you, Brad.
Yep.
Real quiet, real private, because it's nobody else's business.
Right.
And here's the money.
Yeah.
Yep.
Brad's a nice guy, though, you know?
Right.
Everybody makes everything so hard. You know? Life is sometimes not as hard as people make it. So.
Yeah.
So I was reading through the bio you sent me, and you mentioned that you had a little museum with oddities and stuff. Can you tell us some about that?
Well, we have all sorts of oddities. We have 2 ECT machines that are travel ECT machines from back in the day. And one of the ECT machines was actually used in some of the first cancer treatments.
Okay.
Give me 1 minute. I'll show you some.
No worries.
We get to see goodies.
Yay!
Bella, the dogs are in the bedroom.
My dogs would be yapping, but they're all napping.
I'm sorry, baby, but shh, I'm on here. My daughter just got home.
No worries.
Oh. It's a lobotomy.
Hey, what do you have there?
It's
Look
to do lobotomies.
And you probably can't see it. It's an actual Freeman.
Huh.
And it's really pointy.
Wow. That's cool.
So actually used.
Do
we know?
You never know what it's been.
Right. I mean, there's a reason they created it, you know.
And
It wasn't made.
That is my favorite. And everything is for sale, yes. But I told my sister that like the first ECT, I loved it because I love mental health and I'm into psychology and stuff. She sold it, and I was like, you better buy me another one. My sister kind of does like she'll do the ordering and finding the places that we need to go check out for like an estate sale or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like she's the shopper and I'm the doer, I guess.
Okay.
I got this old bone saw too from, we don't know for sure if it was the Civil War or not, but it creeps me out a little bit.
That's cool.
And then you see right here. Oh, I can't. Like, they just cut appendages off that much that this goes on your belt.
Oh wow,
Oh, okay, I
yeah.
see
It's
that.
got
Yeah.
like a clip. Yeah,
Yeah. They're like, oh.
crazy.
So,
Yeah, I mean those estate sales and stuff. That's probably the best place to find this stuff because people have collected stuff. Generations they'll collect it and they'll sit in somebody's attic, and then yeah.
and nobody cares about them. Like,
Right.
there's these younger kids now, and they're like, they give no shits about 5 generations of, so everybody's so disconnected from death nowadays. But if you look at the history, and my sister and I believe it, that death can be beautiful. It does not always have to be scary, because back in the day it was so beautiful. They did the morning time. The girls played with the morning dolls. It was just more acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just kind of spooky how it's not as acceptable. And like in this basement is all these cool old the things you get at the funerals and stuff. There's like all that cool old stuff, and they were just gonna burn it. We'll give it here and we'll see what we can do.
You'll do something with it.
Right.
I will say this, over the past like 9 months, obviously, I have come to realize a lot of people in the field that are really into like the death and the spiritual side of it. They really seem to be really close to the spiritual world, and they all have one thing in common. I've noticed is they've had somebody very significant to them pass away. And it's very interesting to me because I obviously had been in the field a long time, and then I had my son pass, and which has been a game changer. I look at the spiritual world completely different now. It's kind of insane compared to me before July and me now. But it's one thing I've noticed in common is how much more seriously I've been taking death as opposed to previously, like the things you say and the things you feel. And like if I were to do readings for people, which I haven't done in a long time, I just think it'd be different now. I feel like I connect differently with the spiritual world than I did before him.
And you're right, though, because so like my dad passed away, and then 6 weeks later, what I told you happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I was like whatever. Come on, spirits. Let me see my dad, and let's figure out what's going on here, husband. And then you're right. You lose somebody that's, you just see it all different.
It's completely the spiritual world is completely different. So.
Yeah, my daughter just from a little date with her boyfriend for his birthday. So.
Aww.
Do you have a favorite paranormal location that you visited?
I have like so many on the bucket list. So many that I love.
Well, that was my next question. What's your bucket list?
Oh my gosh. Trans-Allegheny, Pennhurst, which I think we're working on that one. Alcatraz, the Winchester House. All of the cool ones that you guys want to go to, those are on our bucket list too.
Yep.
So far, honestly, our dad came through to us at the Bell Mansion, so I would have to say that the Bell Mansion is really kind of close to our heart, because it was weird that when we first started out, Angie had first started out with the Bell, and she hadn't done it. We were her first vendors, and we've been there like 12 different times, stayed the night there a couple times, and it's that place is amazing, and it's sad that it's not going to be used for the paranormal.
Right. Yeah, I heard they were selling it. It's sad seeing a location close.
Well, I'm going there for speed dating this weekend. Oh,
very cool.
That sounds like fun.
And the tickets are only like $20, so my mom and I are going because we're widows, right?
All right.
Right. Yeah, you might as well enjoy
totally
it.
Worth it.
Plus, I love that place. And before it's like gone like it is to all of us, I wanted to go.
Support it as much as you can. That's awesome.
Yeah. There's a lot to trying to keep haunted locations up and running. And so, it's very expensive. I'm surprised they were able to even make it last because it's very expensive in Fort Wayne. So,
It is.
I mean, good for them for keeping it around for several years. I mean, it was a good experience for a lot of people, and they got to have a lot of interesting things go down.
Hey, Hope. Yeah, I know. I seen she's got a couple Publix coming up too. Yep. Yeah, she's got like 3 or 4 more haunted events, and then a couple more like just kind of cool events.
Yeah, I'm glad they're still keeping it open throughout the year, at least for everything that they had already had booked. That's very good of them.
What are they going to use it for? Did you know what the new people are using it?
I don't even know.
The new company, from just reading comments, people aren't thrilled about it. I guess it sounds like it's a big investment company in Fort Wayne that likes to buy up properties. Probably, I hope not, but they'll probably
Tear
get
it
rid of
down.
the history, basically. They probably won't tear it down, but they'll probably get rid of the history, maybe
Right.
rent it out to more tenants, like just stuff that we hate to see happen to
Something
buildings.
makes us want to cry.
Yeah, that's going to be my guess, because from what I was reading, nobody was really thrilled about it being bought out by them. But if it's an investment company and maybe they just had to sell it, I don't know.
Yep, we don't know. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors or what other people go through. So.
Right.
So it's unfortunate. Do you have any investigations coming up this year?
Yeah.
Any others?
We are going to be super more active this year. I think we all kind of went, I don't know, like my dad and my husband have been gone for 3 years, but like now we're just now processing. So I'm sorry to tell you, Clarissa, but it's going to come back. I'm just telling you, it's going to come back. And
I know.
it's like on a process.
It's going to be a long road for me.
I mean, it's never gonna. We're never, ever gonna stop grieving. I still wake up every morning thinking I need to call my dad.
Yeah.
But it's like we all kind of did grieve this past year, and then we kind of got out of it, and we didn't feel like doing anything. My sister didn't. We just didn't feel like doing anything. But now the weather's nice. I'm in a better place. We're in better places. We're going to get on it. And next month, we're going to Bill Manor.
Okay.
Oh, awesome. Bill. Okay. Now, I've not made it up there yet, but I've heard it sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, what are you doing April 10th?
I'll have to look at my calendar.
Well, I've got the whole place for us. It's already rented up to 10 people. And 4 of the people, since it's through the week, a lot of people can't really go. But it's spring break week, so it's like that's the week we kind of really have to go because my sister's got so many kids. If you're watching this. Yep. So we're going to try to plan a couple things, couple special things, a couple times a month.
Oh, cool.
Have you ever had to be in that position to do what you're doing, for sure?
My friend Tommy asked, have you ever had any experience with past lives?
I myself, I do not. I haven't got there yet.
Okay.
I feel like, so I have a friend who is really into past lives and have said, that she thinks my sister and I have had X amount of past lives, but nothing's actually came to me yet.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Like, I know that I've had at least 2, just in my gut. I just know that they happened and what time period they were, but I don't remember events from them. But I just know in my heart that that's what happened, and that's what time I lived in.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I've lived a million lives since I've lived this life, so it's been exhausting.
It is, yeah. I know there's something there, you know what I mean? But to actually have gotten that epiphany, no, I haven't done that yet.
to say like, wow, this is familiar, but I believe it's familiar from something I've experienced before, in another life. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're like, is that it's the whole like the deja vu thing? Is that what you get, Brad? Like when you're like, oh, I must have done that. Like it's the deja vu when you get there.
Sorry, you guys both froze on my end for a second.
Oh.
I'm like, I don't know what the hell's going on. But it was both of you this time, so I'm like, I really feel lost.
I was just wondering if you get the deja vu feeling a lot from the past life thing.
The two that I like know in my heart was in the 20s. I was a gangster and died young, and that I also feel like I died young and I fought in the Civil War. I don't really get much deja vu from it, but it's just like in my gut, I know that's what's happened.
Like you have a strong connection to those time periods?
Yeah.
That could be.
I know, Hope. I'll text you when we get off here. We're doing it. I got 10 kids. I'm so ready for a paranormal.
Yes. Hey, Nick.
Hey, what's up, Nick?
Hey, Nick. How are you? I love those guys, man.
Are you doing any conventions coming up later this year?
I don't have our calendar right now, but yeah, we're gonna try to do. We're gonna just try to do as much as we can. We're actually, like you said about the museum, like we do. We have actually a spot that we could make a storefront. We just gotta get the initiative to get it cleaned up and get it going. But I mean, it's like where we keep most of our stuff, and it's storage anyways.
Yeah.
Right.
It was like a pole barn house. I used to live there when I was younger, and then my dad, it was like part was a garage, and so like there's a bathroom there and everything. And mom's up for it. We store all our stuff there anyways. Yeah. So we're gonna get to it this summer and.
Very cool.
At least have a place to display all of our stuff. Whether you sell it or not, we might as well put it somewhere. Like my botany kit is in it is in my China hut all the time.
Just charge people to come in and see it. There you go.
Yeah.
Make it a true museum.
Word gets out,
Right.
Yeah. For sure. Now, is there, other than Facebook, I shared your Facebook, is there anywhere else people can find Wicked Sisters where they can see what kind of shenanigans you're up to?
Yes, we are on TikTok and we are on Instagram.
Oh, cool.
And Brad, there's some stuff posted on the Instagram from all the activity.
Oh, okay. I'll have to go check it out. I had to redo all my socials back in July too because I lost my Facebook page that I had for 15 years. So I'm still getting back in touch with everybody again on my new socials. So
somebody did that to my sister too.
Yep.
So
Brad's just over here burning bridges. That's why.
Yeah. Grab me the lighter fluid and the gasoline. We're good.
Well, we don't look back anymore. We're going forward.
Right.
Going forward. I love that. All right. Well, everybody, as you heard it, if you want to look up Nicole and Wicked Sisters, you can go to Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Just Wicked Sisters to look them up. And you can follow them there for updates and what they're up to. We're about out of time, Nicole. So I do want to thank you again for joining us. I'm so glad you were able to make it. I'm so glad I got to learn more about you. I think you have a very interesting mind and look out of life. I really do. I'm a psych major myself, so I appreciate that more than you know.
My sister and I both have our master's degree in clinical psychology. I knew that there was that kind of
connection.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm just psychic. I'm just psycho, so that's why I'm here.
Oh, and what I was going to tell you guys, I told Brad earlier, like, we know each other, but not that well, because when we're at events.
Yeah, you get to say hi and passing by, but not like sit down and chat. Yeah.
Yep.
For sure. Yep. And maybe one of these times we'll actually be at events together and actually get to sit down and chit chat. So one that I'm not hosting, or you guys aren't busy selling, or one of those things going on.
We need to plan an investigation too.
For sure. And I always say, remember, there is no wrong way to witch. There's no wrong way to anything, because until somebody comes and tells us they've seen that there's something, nobody knows.
Right.
You may have inspired me to look into my ancestors and see if there's a little witchy in me too, because I kind of like that.
Yeah, like you guys both, I've always had like a vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Not a bad one.
That's good.
I don't know. Sometimes with this guy.
Yeah. Sometimes people have bad opinions of me. So.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me and my sister get told we're doing stuff, and we're like, no, we're
in
Indiana.
Yep. Same.
We're in Akron, Indiana, with one stoplight, so I have no idea what you're talking.
Oh my gosh. You and Brad are in two different worlds. All right. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us tonight. With that said, thank you, and I hope everybody has a good night. We will see you all next week for the next podcast. See you then. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
If I knew